So I'm just going to go through instruments involved in this type of music. This is a jarana. It's kind of hard to see, but these three, I'm just going to turn it off quick so you can see the three. A little better. That's better. There's three sizes. I know you can't really see in the back, but this one is the bigger of these three. It's a tercera, third, segunda, second, primera, first. And there's even one called a mosquito, and it's even smaller. But basically, they're 8-string instruments. They've got a set of single strings, and they're going to be unison, or as close to unison, right? And then in the middle are 3 sets of double strings. These are going to be unison. These are going to be octave, and then unison. So for all of you musicians, that's the tuning that's going on. And yeah, the jarana is basically going to be your melodic rhythm. It's going to be what keeps the time, but it's also obviously got notes going on. So it's kind of like the core element, right? Requinto is going to be your melody player, 4 strings, and it's going to be your soloist. If you notice, again, for your musicians, it's got a cutaway. That's why. To get down. Leona is your bass element. Again, 4 strings. They're just beautiful instruments. I just really love the Leona. I think that might be my next kind of like adventure with the Leona. So here's a quijada. I think I say what it is up here, but obviously that is an animal jawbone. That's going to be a donkey jawbone. And what they do is, basically to acquire a jawbone, someone might just like, if you have a bunch of land and you find one, all right, you're gonna pick it up, And what they do to cure it is they coat it in honey. And so, because if they find it on the ground, chances are there's probably gonna be some sort of meat particle or something still on it, right? Maybe the animal itself. So they wait till it basically rots, and then they extract the jaw and they coat it in honey and let nature kind of do its course and wait for ants, insects, whatever, to then get all the honey off and therefore really like curing it, because all the while the sun is drying it, right? In that process, what happens to the teeth is all of like whatever we've got in between our teeth, right, basically dries out. And so it's still connected, but it's very, very dry and brittle. So what you get is if you hit this part, it's going to be a rattle, right? Because those teeth are still pretty loose. So what it is, how you play it is basically he would hold it just from here, and with his other hand, he would hit this part, rattling, and on the hand that he has hit the jaw with, he's got a stick in his hand. So it's basically boom, cut, 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 and the cut, cut, cut is on the teeth. So those are inner beats. Boom, cut, 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 boom, cut, 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 boom, cut, 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 basically. And I'm a percussionist by trade, so like this, I like gravitated straight up to this instrument. I was really, really, really interested in it. So that's the quijada. Then we have the voice, right? The voice and the poetry. To me, it's one of Son Jarocho's best attributes is the poetry. And there's another slide with kind of more of the structure of the poetry. But it is in a call and response format. Again, I can't help but use the example of old school R&B recordings from like the 20s, like railroad style, like 20s recordings. You basically hear a chant and then responded by another chant. So it's, for me, they just really correlate really well. The lyrics are extremely poetic and cover such themes as love, romantic and sentimental. I mean that by towards a person, but also like, wow, I really love this computer, I'm gonna write a song about the computer. They kind of do that. They kind of do that with a bunch of different items. There's tons of songs about food, about animals, about a deity, about a particular window that someone passes by every day on their way home. That type of thing. Just really sentimental things. There's really no better way to explain it. Spiritual themes, life as a farm worker, as well as thematic material that serves as activism. That whole thing on activism, I'm going to go back to in a little while, because that's a whole other deal in itself. Son Jarocho, in Mexico, but as well as Texas, it's becoming like that's what they use it for, is for activism and for actions, social conscious actions, social rights, civil rights types of thing. Zapateado, it's a type of dance. It's basically hard stomping. It was really weird to put that down, but that's basically what it is. It's hard stomping, and you basically stay in the same area. You know, you're not doing a line dance. You're not doing like a two-step. You're staying pretty concentrated, and it's all footwork. You're not really doing any arms, anything. It's straight footwork. And I think in the video that I just pulled up, you'll see what I'm talking about. But in the mix with Son Jarocho, Zapateado provides for accents in the music. So you've got the music going on, you've got the voice going on, and if the voice isn't going on, then you've got your other instrument. You've got your feet, you've got your steps. Like I said, when the lyrics are not being sang, the zapateado is going off. And another presentation that I want to do is just on the fandango, and it talks about the etiquette of the fandango. You know, it sounds weird because fandango is basically like a party, so if there's etiquette to a party, it sounds kind of weird. But these are traditional parties, these are traditional events. So throughout the years, there has been this etiquette that has been built, you know, because a lot of these people have been going to these fandangos for, I mean, I was running into like 90-year-old dudes that would stay up till noon, you know, playing with us fandangos because they could go for like 12 hours. And these guys were just still playing because they grew up doing that, you know. Yeah, some of the dances are only for women to dance, and others they're for couples. Again, just like this part of this etiquette, you know, you go to Mexico, and if you're new to this, you know, people will tell you like, hey, don't step on the dance floor. Like this is a traditionally all women's dance, or you know, or just one couple at a time, that type of thing. So those types of things, like there's just this whole etiquette to it, and it was really cool to like just jump in on that, you know.
I'm pretty sure that they are familiar with La Bamba. La Bamba is just for a couple.
Right, like La Bamba, yeah, exactly. It's just designed for one, you know, for one couple. Whereas La Morena, right, is that dance. You have a tarima, a dance floor, which right here is what I'm about to talk about. Four women at the same time dance La Morena, right? So in the context of Son Jarocho, tarimas mean the dance floor, the platform. And again, it serves as another instrument, you know, just by the stomping, by the rhythm. Tarimas are typically made from any type of wood or wood products with sound holes on the sides for resonation. I think that's my next slide. No, here we go. So, this is the tarima in Playa Vicente, Veracruz. And this is actually like one of the most well put together ones I've ever seen. I mean, like, we just made one, and you know, I didn't have this like crazy insert that's just gonna make it even that much more solid. You know, like they know what they're doing with this stuff, and so these sound holes just really provide for more sound. You know, even their shoes. Their shoes are, you know, leather, but then their heels are wood. And these actually, like my dance shoes for folklorico, they have nails at the bottom. These don't. They're called tacones. They're dance shoes, tacones. And there's no nails. It's just straight wood to wood. But their heels are also made out of really, really hard wood. So that connection is, again, just going to make this really cool instrument. Basically, it's another instrument. So this is one example of the poetry, right? It's basically, I don't know what the name of this type of poetry is, but I'm just going to call it the ABBA style. Basically, A, se suma un nuevo sonido, B, a las orquestas del día, and B would get repeated, right? So I'm just going to kind of play along real quick. This song is called El Amanecer, Daybreak.